Hey, welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines. Oh, looks like we're gusting up for some typhoon weather. Just blowing blowing the pieces of wood, relatively small pieces, blowing it right over. So having to take stuff down so that it doesn't get blown about and cause damage elsewhere. That's it. But here's a quick update on the not much work done and not much showing with my 4-poster bed. These are the posts. This one, as no doubt some of you will notice, is slightly longer than the others. This is the third one. The one that's over there is the fourth. And I just gave them a coat of paint right now. Paint, because it's getting near to the bottom and it was something I mixed myself, it's changing colour quite beautifully, and this is a colour that I really like now. It's a lighter, to me anyway, slightly lighter colour than this. So if you look at that, it looks like a slightly darker colour, and I like that colour very much. So whether you can see how this works, you cut these pieces and they go together in sixes, okay, as you can see here. So that's 6 pieces. It was tricky to get that securely done, and then I came up with the idea of these plastic ties. You buy these in bunches at the Chinese store, and what I did was I taped it so that it was enough for me to be able to put it into this shape. So I do them in threes, 1, 2, 3, that's 1/2, then I do the other 1, 2, 3, and then I have to be able to lift the top one onto the bottom one, okay, and then so that they don't all go out of shape. So what I've been doing was I've been doing that with tape, and the tape is as you can see, the tape is very tricky to use, because it just as soon as you actually pull the length of it off the roll, the wind gets it. Talek was taking it and handing me pieces so that I could hold and tape at the same time, but it was very, very disorganized. But I managed to get them to hold enough so that I could get them on top, and then I came up with this idea of doing the ties, and the ties have worked really well. That's held together really well, as you can see. Look, no gaps, so that's nice and tight. I will leave that on until tomorrow. Won't take any chances in any of it coming apart. But I did have one of these broke apart. You can see there, one of these broke apart when it was in its I think 8 or 10 foot lengths, 8 foot lengths, and a piece broke off, but then of course it was another foot or 18 inches longer than this, and it broke off. So I've had to stitch a piece in there. Now this is not going to notice, because this will be the place where the feet go on. That's what I'm calling it. I must look up what the architectural term for that is. When you put a foot on something, what it does is, without taking away the slender, more elegant, less bulky, however you would like to describe that, it takes away the bulkiness, but yet it aids to the strength. Now obviously for space on the board, I've got this one upside down. But in fact, this is a good representation. If you can imagine this on there, and you'll see how the post is finally going to go. Probably won't be as big as the one that's on the bottom. Okay, so probably looking at more at, let me see, which one could I show? Yeah, it might even be as small as this. So by comparison, possibly it might only be as small as that. But imagine it maybe that far down. So instead of a foot, probably looking at 8 to 10 inches. And these things for me are trial and error. Never done this particular style and of bed. It's something that I found when I was making a small display pedestal for a piece of sculpture that I made, and I wanted to do this six-sided, six-piece wooden effort. So I wanted it to be six-piece like this. You can see where I use a tape there, look, to hold it together. And I wanted it to be like that, and I kept trying different. I'm not great at geometry, so things tend to be trial and error with me. So just kept moving it, and finally I came up with this. It's according to my cheap power saw, it's 30 degrees. So this angle here is 30 degrees, and if you do that, then it will all go together. If you do it 30 degrees and you do it there like that, it will go together with another piece. And what you'll find is that if you use 6 pieces, will bring you back to the place that you started. So 6 pieces, there we go, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I found out this, and then with the offcuts, I'm looking at the offcut, and as I say, trial and error, I thought, I wonder what that would look like if I put it on like that. And that's how I ended up with this. I know I'm sure that there are skilled woodworkers that are looking at me now and saying, he only just discovered that, oh my god. But I don't profess to be a fully trained apprentice, time-served carpenter, joiner, first and second fix, and a finish. I don't profess to be that. I profess to be a self-taught. I learned what I know about making furniture by going around the furniture shops in LA. Not in LA proper, but in another part of LA, there's a lot of stores, and a lot of them sell distressed furniture. That's furniture which it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, the carpenters that make distressed furniture know how to make something old. They make it look old. So they're not trying to make it look perfect, because things that are very old are not perfect. In fact, they are often distressed. So that was the kind of furniture that I used to make, and I did very well at that. You know, I supported my son and myself, and we had quite a good life, a very modest life financially, but we did do okay. And then what stopped that was in many ways the same accidental thing that happens, or supposedly accidental thing that happens, as happened in this pandemic. Something that was made to look as if it came along by sheer accident, but in fact it was anything but that. So what burst my little bubble at that time was the real estate business, the real estate market crashing out and down through the toilet. That's what stopped that. Just the same as now, many craftsmen, many tradesmen, many people who are or have been earning a very good living, and they are stopped from doing that now by circumstances as they're coming about. So that's where I'm at now. I'm going to wait until this is 24 hours, just in case, because it's not pinned at all. There are no nails or screws in this. It's just bound together with these the tape and with the ties. So the glue has to be really strong. It is actually very good glue. That says this in the US. This would be Elmo's glue, a white wood glue. So that's where I'm at right now. Haven't had much of a run at doing my work. The work on the house is going really well. We've got the electrician and his helper in today. Finally, they resolved what's happening at his family, and he's able to spare his time with us, which we're very happy with. And the house is already looking great. James had already done some electrics and installed some. If you've been watching the other videos, you will have seen that the kitchen now has 4 downlighters, as does the back room has downlighters, and is looking tremendous. We've been in darkness for so long in that house, and now we're flooded with light, and it's really showing up the fact that everything is, or almost everything is, white. This is going to be the contrast. So I'll leave you right now, and then I'll be showing you when I've got all of these 4 posts in, because then I will be starting on the bed. The bed is a queen size. I'll make it in pieces out here, put it together out here, make sure it all goes together, screw so that it can be screwed in and assembled upstairs, and that's what I'll be doing. So if you're interested in that kind of thing and want to see that go together, then you can come and watch me make mistakes and hopefully finally get it right. Thanks for looking in. Bye for now.